Hosea 2. We got cut off. All right. Back to Hosea 2. Where we at? Right. So those are those gardens that the people worship in secrecy. Okay. And I also, so be back in Hosea 2 and 11. I will also cause all her mirth to cease and her feast days, her new moons and her Sabbaths and all her solemn feast days. And I will destroy her feast vines. And I will destroy her vines, Zalakia. And her fig trees, wherefore, where she have said, there, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me. Remember Isaiah 1 and 29 and 30. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of them field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim, where she burnt incense to them, and she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers, and forgot me, says the Lord. Right. So you're going to be punished for that. Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortable unto her. And now, verse 15, and I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Acca for a door of hope. And she shall sing thee as in the days of the youth, and as the day of when she came up out of the land of Egypt. Let's focus on that. Verse 15, and I will give her vineyards from this, and in the valley of Acca. Now, when you look up that word valley, it was the valley of Acca means trouble. Okay, and that was in the time of Joshua, and we're gonna go over that. Joshua 7:26. You're going to start at 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord Yahweh of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord Yahweh of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonian garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weighed, then I coveted them, took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and in the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers and then ran into the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they, because remember when Achan was doing this, they was losing in battle. Okay, and they lost a lot of lives of Israelite in this battle when you read the whole story. Okay, back to 22, Joshua 7:22. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran into the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them into Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Acca. That's what I want to focus on, because Acca means trouble, right? And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and burnt them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Okay, so in this context, in Hosea chapter 2, is a blessing. Okay, so it's the word Akka means trouble, and that's in this particular story. But latter end, it turned into a blessing. So that's why I'm gonna show you that. And they raised him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Akka unto this day. Okay? And now let's go to another precept to that, Isaiah 65 and 10. And I'm going to show you why I bring that out, which I thought was impressive to me. Isaiah 65 and 10. Isaiah 65 and 10. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Akka a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me. Okay? For the people that have forsaken. Read it again. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Akka a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me, for the people that have sought him, O Israel, who required in the Lord, who thought of the Lord, who followed the commandments of the Lord, who did the Lord's bid, okay? And didn't give a damn what the heathen nations think, or what their parents think, or what their brothers and sisters think, or whatever, but did what the Lord required him to do. Remember, obedience is better than sacrifice. Now back to Hosea. And I'm going to show you why I thought that it was very impressive to me. Hosea chapter 2. Where we at? Hosea chapter 2. Verse 15. And I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Akka for a door of hope. See, Isaiah 65:10, that's the door of hope for Israel. Peace, security, salvation. For those who inquire in the Lord. Okay? So that's what we should be meditating on. That's our success. The oaks, the mighty men, the rulers, and those idols is going to lead to nothing. Trust in no man. Okay? We're supposed to trust in the Lord. And that's why Israel was in that state of condition that they're in. Okay? So that's why I wanted to bring that out. And it says, that's beautiful. And it says, and I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Akka for a door of hope, faith. Aman. That's the origin word of that. Aman. Okay, that's faith, hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, as in the days when she came up out of the land of Egypt. Verse 16. Hosea 2, verse 16. And it shall be at the day, says the Lord, that thou shalt call me Asha, and shall call me no more Baalil. Okay, that means husband. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle of the earth, and I will make them to lie down safely. Okay? That's beautiful. That's salvation. That's what we have to look forward to. I got a precept to that. Isaiah 11, 6-9. Give me that. Isaiah 11, 6-9. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling child shall play on the hole of the apes, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockroach den. That's a cobra. Can you imagine that? Then shall no hurt nor destroy, and read that again, verse 9. Then shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Okay, that's going to be implanted in us. Give me Isaiah 45:6. Isaiah 45:6. That's peace on earth. Isaiah 45:6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord and there is none else. Don't you get it? You ain't gonna get no salvation and no peace through nowhere else. No gods can save you. There's only one. Okay? Hosea chapter 2, verse 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. John 17:3. John 17:3. And this is life eternal. This word is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Mashiach Yahawashah, whom thou hast sent. Okay? And when we got Romans 9:1-7, when it says who Yahawashah came for. Okay? 1 Thessalonians 1:9. First Thessalonians 1:9. For they themselves show us what manner of entering in we had unto you. That's what we're doing. Okay, when we're on the highways and byway, all the men, it doesn't matter what camp you in or what you are part. And that's another thing too. Just quick analyzation. Y'all the men of Israel, man, you gotta start building up your confidence, man. You can't let another man tell you, you know what I'm saying, if you are the elect or if you're not, or if this ain't for you. We all have different understandings of grasping these scriptures. You know, you got to remember you got the Willie Lynch letter, you got years and years of being programmed by philosophies of the customs, or even your own mother and your own father. Okay, your whole family in these different denominations, and you confused. So this takes time to grow in this. This takes time to get understanding of this. You know, you're a warrior in the battlefield, most likely by yourself, man. But through your faith, you know, Yahweh is there, your big brother. Okay? Stop letting men tell you or dictate and put a label on you like you some kind of idol. Oh, this brother ain't gonna make it because he said so. Don't you know, man, that's like a how can I say it? That's like them condemning themselves. Because that's like them. We say that Esau act as he is God, and he said himself as God, which is true. But now we're doing the same thing. All you're supposed to do is go out there and preach the gospel, the good news. Those who hear, they hear. Those who don't get it, or at that time, they might not get it at that time. They may get it down the line. But you don't put labels on the man and say that, oh, he ain't going to make it. Now, when it's different when a nigga being ignorant or being rebellious or just coming up against us or whatever like that, we got to, rebuke him. But we don't know who's going to be called, because later down the line, that man might change. And he might be the first that the Most High. He might be one of the first fruits, and you may not be. You may not be saved. Just because you're doing this work don't mean you guaranteed to have that ticket. So don't let no man put on a price on you to tell you what you're worth, that you're not to be able to serve the Most High, or you can't get it. Don't do that. You pray to the Lord and you get that you get that understanding with you in between the Lord. The Lord is the door. Men are just the schoolmaster to bring you into the door. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? Idols to serve. Where was he at? 1 Thessalonians 1:9. For they themselves show off us what manner of entering in we had unto you, and how you turned to God from idols to serve the living and true power. Because once you got to remember, a lot of us before we even know that we was Israel, we was in all types of denominational churches. I was in one, and a lot of other brothers before they came into this, they was in these denominations. They wasn't there lying, you know. And some of us been in here longer than others. But so what? You doing what you're supposed to do. We all are unprofitable servants. Did you not read that in the scriptures? You doing what you're supposed to do. So when a nigga tell you, oh, I've been here 20 years or 30 years, or I've been studying longer than you, man, look at him and tell him, you're supposed to be doing that. Because you're an unprofitable servant like the rest of us. Thus says the Lord. And to wait for his son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, even Yahushua, which delivered us from the wrath to come. So you know you're an Israelite. You're not keeping all the high holy days because you don't know all of them to your best ability. Okay, that's why you're rehearsing the righteous act. Okay, so you're doing the best you can. All of us doing the best you can. So no man is better than no other man. Some men may have knowledge of more mysteries than other men do. You know what I'm saying? Because it depends on how much the Most High is dealing with that man. But even so, that man should be humble. He should be humble. And he should be throwing up prayers that his brother should be saved as well. Or his brother be get it. Because he got it. Niggas get something and they want to be selfish and they want to take it for themselves and say, forget the other nigga. He ain't worthy of it. Wasn't that one time you wasn't worthy of it? Was not one time you was not worthy of it. Back to Hosea chapter 2. Verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day I will hear, says the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, Thou art my people. And they shall say, Thou art my power. All praise is due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Prince Shema. Hosea chapter 2. Breakdown. Shalom.